the enabler. No, you are always in good mood. You are certainly the giver. You advance in your projects. I know that you have a lot of news. And could you share what ignited you in the last few weeks, and what nice technologies did you learn, and nice people that you met?
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. So, Alex, as always, it's such a privilege to be on here with you, and thank you for inviting me back. Thanks for your kind words, and same go to you. So since our last session, a couple of things have developed. So one is I started a series where I'm actually building practical AI solutions. Because often we learn all these tools and we learn all the solutions, but we don't actually know how to apply them. Or a lot of people don't have any avenue for applying their skills. So what I started doing is I started a series called Live Builds. And with Live Builds, I take a job from Upwork that's been advertised. We understand the challenges of getting a job through Upwork, but not having a job doesn't mean that we cannot still carry on building things and learning and starting to increase our authority within the space. Through Live Builds, I take a job from Upwork and then I build it live through live sessions. And the idea is that people can join those sessions and learn as I learn as well. So I don't just pick things that I know how to build, I pick things that I know, the tools that I can use to build. So I started that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm building a refund system, a refund workflow. So somebody placed that on Upwork, so I picked that. So that's going quite well. I'm posting on LinkedIn on that basis. And the idea is that people who are just coming into the field can come and see how we take an idea, we break that down into different categories and how we solve the problem from just a problem statement to a solution that works. So I run that every Tuesday. So my next one will be today. And we've built quite a few aspects of that refund workflow, like capturing the emails, using AI to read the emails, extracting information from those emails, and then passing that information into OpenAI or a chatbot, an LLM, and then comparing the information within the email, which is typically the reason for requesting a refund. So comparing that against the refund policy of the company, and all of that happening through AI. And then in the process, the actual job said that they want people to respond through Slack and use Slack action buttons. I'd never heard of action buttons before, but in the last series, we learned how to use action buttons and how to use action buttons to trigger the large language model to change the decision or change the reason for approving the refund and change the email that gets generated. So that's a wonderful exercise that I've been going through. The other thing I've been working on is I've been creating a WhatsApp tenant assistant. So this is something that's useful for landlords and was requested by a landlord actually. So I'm building that, and the way the two connect is it's communication. Because with AI, I feel that if people are going to truly benefit from using AI, you want to meet them where they are. And often these people are on WhatsApp, they're on Slack in the offices and things like that. So how do you get those tools to become even more intelligent? And that's those are the two main projects I've been working on. And in the same time, last week I was out in Sweden at the Gothia Youth Cup. It's a huge event in Sweden, happens every year, and this year is the 50th year they've done it. So my son plays football, so we went to support him and watch him. But what was really touching and really humbling was in the team. We had a goalkeeper that only has one hand, right? The other hand is there, but it's a bit shriveled. So it's really just one hand, and he's a very good goalkeeper. Another guy, similar age, had battled cancer, had lost half of his back, and you can see these children really pushing hard against people who are well trained in football, and they did quite well. So you see people pushing despite the challenges they have. And for me, it was worth the trip, just seeing children just pushing really hard and trying to do the impossible, really. So one of the guys was given a few months to live, and he's been around 13, 14 years, and he's going. And when he plays football, he has to wear something like a cast right, to keep his body straight, to keep his body hard. And, you know, football is a contact sport, and it was really, really, really good seeing that, and, you know, sets a lot in perspective. You know, the challenges you're facing, are they really challenges, or are you just a soft guy? So yeah, that's been happening over the last few weeks. So that's my update. What about you?
Yeah, so that's very touching story about these football players battling serious diseases and disabled people. I don't know how to pronounce better, disabled or incapacitated, or just I don't know what is the best adjective for these people. But I had my personal battle about this 7 years ago. So also I went and I saw in the hospital some children, and I underwent some treatment myself, and I saw treatment as children, and that makes my heart break with children. So I wanted to help, as you want to help the children of Nigeria and young generation of Nigeria with education. So my idea is when we grow up with our agency and do some impact to the world, I want to help children to be not only to fight cancer, but also to live more meaningful and happy life. And see here, I see we live in the apartment building, and our children go to the street. They can spend there all the time with other children, and I see what is and they are happy here. I see that they're happy, even despite the war and the nights are very noisy, but they're happy, and I want all children to be happy. And concerning your workflows with live builds, it reminds me of Nick Sarayev. Nick Sarayev is a well-known guy in the community of AI automation, and he takes the problem and he shows the solution. So I think that your idea is great, and it will attract a lot of followers, and to help people to think creatively and think consistently about how AI can be implemented in real life. So what you told about extracting information from the letters, also it helps us in our solutions. We take emails from different people for B2B company that has a lot of emails, but in the CRM, the information about the company is missing. So we extract this information from their signature, in the email that goes through Make.com or NA10, and we extract all the phone numbers, websites, their positions, and then in Airtable we extract information about their company with AI, and it will not only give the detailed information based on their emails, but also it classifies them in one of 9 categories. So it helps us to classify different clients and to help sales team to plan their phone calls. So
that's brilliant. That's fantastic. So that's what AI makes possible now, right? I'm starting to see a lot more practical solutions, and what you describe is one of those solutions that definitely saves a lot of time and would help businesses, you know, generate a lot of wealth. It's I think it's moving. The AI world is moving more in that direction, right? A lot of the hype is dying. Content generation, there's only so much content generation you can do before people realize that actually they'd rather have that human to human connection. The other thing I noticed as well is that I think even if AGI arrives, I don't think humans would totally accept it 100%, right? There's still something that we humans like with each other. Even if it's something like sprinting, playing chess, playing cards. Do I really want to sit and watch robots play cards?
So we need to clarify that AGI means artificial general intelligence. This means that when artificial intelligence means human intelligence, right?
Yes, yeah. It means human intelligence. So the assumption I made there is that people understand that when the common misconception is that when AGI arrives and the humans become redundant and people just rely on robots, but I don't actually see that happening. So I think people can relax a bit. A lot of the tasks that we do that are repetitive, that humans don't actually really want to do, those things are gone, I think. So that's and part of the things we're building would actually help get to that point much quicker, much sooner for businesses.
Yeah. And so you last time We talked about also your experience about outreach. So you work on, you told me about your inbound efforts and about your content with these video sessions live. But what about the cold and warm outreach that we discussed before?
So there is much hasn't changed there. The only thing that has improved is the response rate in my cold outreach. So what I did was I changed the copy to using what's it called? There's a spam checker. I can't remember the name of the website now, but is it Spam Verify or Spam Checker?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so that I changed the copy and I changed the offer I was making. So now the offer I'm making is essentially this Tenant Assistant, this WhatsApp intelligence that I'm pushing. So the response rate is a lot better. It still hasn't led to any business, but the numbers are moving in the right direction. So so that's the change in the cold outreach. The warm outreach, I've had a few more meetings with different people in the community. So having discussions about partnerships, those are still at discussion stage. So for those, you can argue they're warm leads, right? They're not, we know both sides know exactly what they're trying to get at. So it's not like I'm trying to introduce a new solution. A couple of the things I've built, the people I've built them for are now using it to try and win clients for themselves and for us, essentially. So there's been a bit of progress there, but nothing's been signed on any dotted lines yet. But there's a bit of progress.
Yeah. So also I want to comment about the cold outreach that also we are moving bit, and we're experimenting with all the systems, million verifier systems that checks for verified emails, and it is sometimes it cuts off almost 50% of the verified emails from Apollo.
Yeah.
And so we check that, and also the spam filter is already instantly a system. So whenever we prepare AI is custom variables from Airtable, and we put all the already personalized email already along with contacts instantly, and there we check spam rating, and it has this tool there, and usually it is good. So I also experiment with different types of templates and using usually cloud model in Airtable, and also experiment with using a bit of humor, and I like how it comes out when I add a bit of humor, so it always gives some personal joke, not too crude.
Yeah.
So I like this, but we didn't, we have already some responses with that, but not real business yet. We are planning on the new campaigns specifically. What we worked with outreach campaigns for our clients, but most of them were based on physical products. So even business to business. But now we are moving toward our solutions as we are getting more and more prepared for this, and our chatbots and our solutions. We have chatbot solutions for e-commerce. We have chatbot solutions for coaches, and we have CRM systems in Airtable, which is very bespoke, because we are working continuously. Like every week, we improve 2-3 parts of it. So it's moving forward.
Okay. One thing, I haven't seen the spam filter in instantly, so I'll look out for it. I use a separate portal for spam checking, and my bounce rates sort of disappeared after I used the spam filter to change the copy. You know, I just did what it said. Anything that's red, change it to green, and everything. Just all those fixes. So they appear to work. I have a meeting with one of the coaches next week to look at what's going on. And I have a feeling he'll probably say that my offer may not be strong enough or something. But similar to yourself, the emails from Apollo, million verified, removed more than 50%. And I'll tell you one thing that's happened though, is that I set up the instantly so that the domain points to my website, right? And I've seen an increase in visits to my website I think it's as a result of the campaign. So I'm now frantically trying to fix up the website so that it's in line with what I'm sending. But I didn't think initially that there'll be much of a difference. So my suspicion is that people get the email, they go to the domain, they redirect it to my website, and maybe that's part of what they use to validate that the email's actually coming from a person and not from AI. I don't know. Do you have that that experience?
We first when started, we didn't make redirection because it didn't work straight with domain DNS record somehow. We didn't know because we followed all the instructions. So we made with code. We made redirections with code. We put these websites with all this basic default visiting for this website redirects to another to our main website. Here, it's interesting that you noticed increase in the web traffic. In this case, I didn't notice, but also I wanted to share about warm outreach, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So one thing that I noticed is just I meet every 70% of the day is meetings. I even don't have time to make 20 to 30 outreach per day because I already have many people who are waiting for my call. We started with speaking about our basic e-commerce services, adjusting websites, and I'm just going everywhere and whenever I have possibility to speak on the webinar and offline. So it drastically increased my visibility, and I get 2 to 3 people per week asking for my services. So
Wow.
then I just I offer them to add AI solutions to our basic consulting. And our experience in Make.com in NA10 increases, and our experience with databases, we are Airtable with integrations of Shopify, using Shopify, Make.com, Etsy, Airtable, different databases. Every day we do some steps. So it means that we have already this solution here. And so I find every week I add to my set of cards. When you play cards, I have this card and this card. So I can play this card with this client and this client. And so I can add the dots, and I see that my income is increasing almost on a monthly basis. So I just get more and more clients, more and more work. So I get 2 or 3 people already new to the team to help me with development or just doing some simple works. So
Wow.
interesting that I was recommended to speak about AI on the Chamber of Commerce of Ukraine. So next week there will be event offline.
Wow.
And I will give a lecture about AI in this conference. It's business conference in the center of Kiev.
Wow.
So it's interesting for me to have this kind of coverage. I think there will be media and some newspapers. So it's quite interesting things that happen when you speak a lot.
Yeah, well, that's brilliant. So, are you attributing most of that to this podcast that you're on, or other things?
It's combined because you see this podcast. I tell everybody that I'm in the best AI community in the world and speak to the best of people and share everything on LinkedIn. I tell everybody I'm doing this on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, meetings. So people know that I'm the AI guy. And so somebody, as we have a lot of business connections, so somebody asked whether you have someone to speak about AI, and the director, chief marketing officer of our company said, "Oh, Alex can do this." So she recommended me, and this girl, she addressed me. And also last event we had coverage by Forbes, so they're looking for stories. So I think that I will get to them within next week or so.
Wow.
Because we already made some article for Forbes 5 years ago, so I think that we can do it again. So
that's brilliant. Congratulations. That's brilliant. So we just keep posting, right? Keep working. Yeah.
And I think what we do with you is this kind of energy that is helpful for you and for me, even if there are 100 views, even if there are 30 views, but it's always, there are always some person who needs this information. He comes next month or in half a year, and he says, this exactly are the guys who we want to work with. And he goes to your website, to your LinkedIn, to my LinkedIn. He goes to the archives, to the videos, and he sees we did a lot of work.
Yes.
So he understands that these are the authorities, and it is compound, in fact, all the time. I noticed it in my life. So what about you?
Yeah. So one thing I've noticed is that posting daily, and doing my YouTube, firstly helps with my confidence when I'm speaking to people, right? So for example, I've been doing a lot of work for people in the community, and now I'm so busy that when other people come along and tell me, oh, how do I know that you know what you're talking about, or how do I know that you've got the skills? Now I have such a back catalog that I just send them to my YouTube website and say, okay, look, go to my channel. This is the particular video you want to see for this, that, and the other. So there's that proof there. And part of the benefit of having confidence is I know I'm no longer at that point where I have to prove something just to get in the door. I'm already inside, and then we can have other discussions as to whether, you know, it's me you want to work with, or you're happy with my rates or something along those lines. So I'll keep shipping, I'll keep pushing. But recently I felt, I'm not sure if it's getting anywhere, right? I don't know if anyone's seen anything, or number of subscribers is not growing, or number of impressions and all those things. Some days I ignore them. Other days I think, well, maybe it's worth trying to get virality. But I think my default stance is just keep putting out information. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be what people want to see, but somebody, as you say, will be interested. So thanks for sharing your experience. I think that's wonderful. I'll keep going.
You see, Uwa, that we don't need too many people to view to get clients. I learned it from some podcasts, including Nick Sarayev and other people who said that we started this channel, we had like 200 views and already first client. Sometimes we have a webinar that has only 200 views or 300 views, and then we have 3 customers and $1,000 in orders only. Wow. for it's quite often. It's quite often that we get serious customers from small webinars or small podcasts. And when I started in 2015 making offline classes for speaking about Etsy, and I started once per 2 weeks, and sometimes there were 15 people, 10 people, 5 people, even 2 people. There was one time only 2 people came, and sometimes 20. But I did it over the course of 5 years. 5 years, and I made 100 of them, and it's offline. And so now in 10 years came, and there are dozens of people who are very successful and who said, I was there on your webinar. You helped me to gain confidence in this, and I started selling, and now I sold for $3 million, $5 million. So they say, now I feel successful, and I attribute part of my success to that you introduced me to this team. So even if you help one person, and this one person, then we can say that our efforts are not in vain. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's very true. That's very, very true. And thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that's the motivation I have. I mean, a lot of my webinars tend to be just 2 people or just myself. And, you know, other times if I push it really hard, I might get 10, 15 people. But more recently, I've been doing a lot more technical webinars. And most of my audience tends to be real estate agents and people in the real estate space. I'm not quite sure if it's something they'll be interested in yet, but I think what I would do is I would market it to them and just see who shows interest and turns up. But yeah, I'll carry on doing those webinars. I do them every Friday right now. I didn't do last Friday. I was away, so. But it's yeah. I'll carry on doing it. We'll see how it goes, right?
So you see, there will be. It's always lucky advantages if you start doing some live events, and then you are collaborating with some community or doing like we do with you together. So if we do together, you just can invite someone from some business community, and he shares within their community, and there are 2 of you, and they will share within their network. So whenever we have webinars like this, like on Fridays, usually we had on Fridays, so we had email subscription with about 20,000 people from the company. Then we have YouTube with 6,000 here, and Instagram 6,000 in Instagram. So we have a lot of small things to publish, and then we get. But for this usual streams, sometimes we get 50 people viewing, sometimes 30 people, sometimes 70. But for the webinars where we have a little bit more preparation, we can have between 100 and 500 people sometimes. Wow. So that brings some attention. But it is a work of several people, so it is very difficult to do it alone. So we have some marketing department in the company that I worked for. They help.
Yeah, because it's quite it's quite an undertaking. You know, I do the webinars, I do the editing, and then I have to get it ready for YouTube, get it ready for LinkedIn. I'm not even touching TikTok or Instagram or any of those places. There's just no time to build and also do those aspects. So it is tough. So you've got people assisting you then with the
That's right. That's
okay.
right. Oh, that is with my with we have two channels. One of the channels are for Western Bit, which are business companies serving entrepreneurs who are in the e-commerce, and there we can have quite an attention. But the channel that I have for my own philosophical things, AI things, that has 1,000 subscribers, but also we are not growing now. Just I don't see that we have stable growth, but I'm sure that within 1 month or 2 months we will come to beat the YouTube algorithm. It will notice that my content is in English now, and that we are talking about AI. I put all the descriptions there, so it takes a few months in my experience.
Yeah, it certainly does. My YouTube channel isn't growing as much as I'd like, but I'm happy to just keep putting content on there, because when the time comes, there is so much content. I'm teaching what I think would help people to get into the business. Because one of the things is, even though I'm still learning, I'm ahead of some people, and there are people who can learn from me. And if I can put that content out there, get them into the space, because one of my concerns is too many people being left behind, and there's enough room for many more of us to jump on. We don't know how long we have, you know, to sort of earn revenue in this format. We don't know what the next phase is going to be. The more people we can get in now, I think the fewer people will be lost when the change inevitably comes. Because we don't know what shape that's going to take. We can all guess, but it feels like there'll be very few players when the change comes, and you want to be one of those players. As one guy says, you need to be paddling very, very fast so that you're ahead of the tsunami of people coming along.
Yeah, but you know, even if a few players, powerful players, will get the monopoly of the market, and we as the AI automation experts are not so successful by the time. Anyway, I think that our experience with AI and our ability to find solutions for business using the current tools will not go away anywhere. So we are building connections, and we are testing the models, and we know when they are getting better. We are getting the new opportunities. Like for me, Airtable was a game changer in terms of how I can play with. I learned about Google Sheets for GPT, GPT for Sheets. That is similar to what Airtable has. So I learned it from the community, from our coaches. So I like it. And then I found out that it's very cool way to play with data on the database and to analyze different fields from one record accordingly. So it's always good tool to have in your pocket.
Yeah, so I discovered Airtable through the community as well, and I use it for nearly every project I do. Prior to Airtable, I was using something called MongoDB. I like Mongo, the way the documents are laid out, the JSON that you use, and I find that each record is whole, but then Mongo is very expensive. You can either move from Mongo and go look for something like Postgres, or use Airtable. I think Airtable is really, really good. I haven't even used 50% of what it's capable of doing. I just use it as a database for now, but there's obviously the UI that you can build on top of it and stuff. Actually, that gives me an idea.
So with Airtable also, we need to find solution for the managers to use CRM accordingly. So before that, I just played with the interfaces with different views, with Kanban view, calendar view, and grid view in Airtable. But then we made some automations with Make. But now we created new interfaces. I understood how it works. So each interface, you can filter data, you can store data, you can put different fields and make them editable or not, and share with different people. So this week, it's exactly this week, I found within the last 7 or 8 days, I created 4 or 5 interfaces, and according to their requirements of the management, we create new interfaces that we share with specific managers, and it's easy to limit their capabilities and to give them as much information and as much control as we need.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. the idea that came to mind is I was speaking to a client that wants the WhatsApp Tenant Assistant, and he was asking me how, if the current solution would be able to send messages to all of the tenants, like have like a WhatsApp group, and how does he see what messages have been sent or something along those lines. And I was trying to figure out a portal to create, but I think Airtable would just do that for us, right? I could give him the interface and have some actions behind the scenes for the sending of emails to all the tenants, because we've got access to all the data there. And that's really cool. Yeah, I think I might be building my first interface soon. Yeah, it's I think that's a low code way to get that interface to him, because otherwise I don't want to be building websites or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's really good.
So, Uwa, what are your plans for the next weeks or months? What will you be working on for the next period?
Yeah, so the next few weeks, I have a few voice agents to build for some people in the community. So I'll be looking at that. Last week, I was working with someone from Australia, and the voice agent suddenly stopped working, started asking for like an IVR. So enter 2 to continue the call, or press 3 to continue the call, which just came out of the blue. So I'll be investigating that, and through that process, I'm sure I'll learn more about Vapi. And from the marketing side, it's all about pushing this WhatsApp interface and doing more with WhatsApp. So there'll be a few more videos coming up where I'll be displaying more functionalities within the WhatsApp interface and how it can do a lot more for your tenants or for your clients or for your business. So on the marketing side, it's trying to get as many people to at least hear about the WhatsApp solutions that I'm building and seeing how many people bite. And then doing more videos weekly. I'll be doing 2 videos weekly, long form videos, and sharing those. More LinkedIn, more marketing, more learning, more teaching. That's it.
So I propose to continue with this format with us.
Okay.
Talking within about 2 weeks, if possible. I will be out in August and the second part of August, but then we can maybe make one more before that.
Yeah, we can. I'll be out the last week in August, so we have the 3rd week then. We could do 3rd week. Yeah, I think hopefully by then I'll have some good news.
So you can watch just in the final part of this podcast. What are your maybe wishes for the world? Maybe just give some or gratitude or some good words to the world, or maybe to Nigerian people, to London people, to Ukrainian people, to the people of the world.
Yeah, so I'll take one aspect of the question you've asked. So my wish for the world is just more peace, right? I just want some calm in the world, less dying. And I also, in addition, want to show gratitude that to God, that despite all the challenges, now and again, it gives me some joy, right? There's always one thing that works in the midst of so much that isn't working. So I'm grateful that I have those experiences, because those experiences keep me going, knowing that ultimately there'll be a time when there's more working than is failing. So I'm just grateful that every day I get the strength to carry on pushing, carry on learning, carry on teaching. And now and again, I receive a nugget or something that gives me joy and reminds me that actually I'm not so special, right? Challenges happen to everybody. And if you're lucky enough to have a win, so celebrate those wins. So I'm grateful for every win that I get, regardless of how infrequent the wins are. They come at the right time to encourage me to keep going. So that's my gratitude.
Thank you, Uwa. It was such my pleasure to meet you. I enjoy your attitude, how you speak about your wins, about your progress, and you never stop. And you, with your positive attitude and to the world, to people, and with a continuous learning attitude, I think that you're doomed for success.
Thank you. That's very kind of you, and thank you so much for setting this up. It's a wonderful session. It's therapeutic. It gives me time to reflect on things as well. I look forward to it, and I'm grateful that you invited me back, and I look forward to the next one.
Thank you, Uwa.